You're watching the TCMMA podcast.
Robert Whittaker, wasn't impressed, right, with the Bo Nickal win. Either was Khamzat. Bo Nickal's firing back and said, more or less the recipe to beat Khamzat. I'll tell you what, after the struggle against Cody Brundage, say what you want about Khamzat. He struggled against Gilbert Burns and Usman. And then everybody made excuses for them. But when he fought good fighters like Kevin Holland, Li Jingliang, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It didn't take 2 rounds, it took 2 minutes. And then you got Gerald Meerschaert in 17 seconds. 4 other guys that he fought, or 3 other guys, first 4 fights, gave up like 1 significant strike. So, and I understand, Bo Nickal dominated. But is he going to dominate everybody on the ground? I mean, as you go up the ladder, it's going to get a little tougher to do that. It's not just going to be as easy. These guys are very skilled at the top. I get that you're a big-time wrestler and all that, and I do believe that he might reach the mountaintop one day. But Khamzat is going to be up there too somewhere. He's going to have to deal with him. There's other fighters that he may or may not get past on the way there. But what happens is these younger guys come in. There's all these older guys around right now that seem relevant, right? But 5 years from now, all these guys ahead of him that are older, especially 4 or 5 years older, they're going to become irrelevant. They're going to be gone. So it always starts out in the UFC ranking, everyone who's ahead of you. But they start to crumble by age. Wins every time. Then the true test is when you start getting the younger bucks that are coming up underneath of you. So right now, Bo Nickal's got to worry about, forget Robert Whittaker. You got to worry about Khamzat. How many more years Robert Whittaker got before he starts falling off? Khamzat's not falling off in the next few years. So if you fast forward 3 years from now, it's going to be Khamzat, Bo Nickal, and a host of other fighters who we may not even know their names yet. So, Whittaker saying on a MMA Arcade podcast, I think we saw some potential holes in Bo Nickal's game. Bo Nickal finally got a guy that he couldn't just do whatever he wanted with. Cody Brundage isn't like the best fighter in the world. And Robert Whittaker's not saying anything, it's a lie. He's saying, speaking truth. Speaking truth. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, all the talk is great. In the next year or 2, it's going to be all Khamzat Chimaev. He'll beat Robert Whittaker, in my opinion. And he'll take over. He will quickly take over this division, and then he's going to be on it. Hopefully, Alex Pereira's got all these big sights and stuff, and eventually he'll slow down and retire because he's making money now and all that, but he's still young in MMA. Khamzat's coming, and it's going to be inevitable that it's going to be Khamzat versus Alex Pereira at some point in the future, and everybody should be ecstatic about that and rooting for that, because that is what you want to see, is Khamzat on the highest level catching up with Alex Pereira so he can't duck him anymore. Because I wouldn't mind seeing Khamzat light heavyweight right now. But okay, go ahead and get the middleweight belt first. I get it.
He's gon' fight, he's gon' fight. Hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height. Bringing that thunder with all his might. Saying, step up, wanna fight? Hold up, think twice. Gladiator, assassin, reckless, no abandon. Walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass.